Hey guys, how's everybody doing? This is Tammy Travel Diva Hess, and I have got a great informational tutorial for you today. I found out today how to download my Facebook friends and contacts and put them into an Excel spreadsheet, and I wanted to share that information with you guys. So I don't know about you, but I have got almost my limit of friends. And I know that I don't interact with some of these people. Some of these people may not even really be active on Facebook anymore. But whenever I try to go through a list of 5,000, it's quite daunting because I can't keep up with all those people. So I was like, there's got to be a way to create a list from it. So I found out how to pull a data port from there and then how to move it into a spreadsheet and make it so that it's a workable source. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. So, little bit of magic. I am going to share my screen with you guys. And ta-da! So, here it is. This is my Facebook page. You know, yours should look very similar when you get onto your computer. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come over to the arrow in the top right corner. Once you do that, you're going to click on that and come right down to the settings. So once you host setting or click on settings, you will be able to go over to the left side and go to your Facebook information right here. So then you can go down to download your information. So you want to download your information because we want to download a list of our friends, the people you're connected to on Facebook. So first I'm going to deselect all of these things because I don't want a file of everything. Personally, I've been on Facebook for 11 years and I would not want to see the file that downloads from it all. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to select just the friends list. You want to be sure that your date range is all of my data if this is the first time you're doing this. Of course, if you are going to update your friends list, you may want to be sure that you write down or save in your file what day and time you did this, so that next time you're going to just come and select your new, your last date to your current date. That way you're not duplicating your data. You want the format to be an HTML and the media quality to be high. And then you're just going to come over here and select create file. And then we're going to wait for Facebook to do its magic. It's letting you know that a copy of your information is currently being created, and so they'll let you know when your copy is complete. So you can download it to your preferred device. It tells you can cancel the process before the file is complete, but of course you don't want to do that. So, so then we just kind of have to wait for a few minutes. I don't think it took that long before, but by the magic of Facebook, I'm going by the magic of video. I'm going to go right over here, and this is where I did this earlier today. So it lets me know that it takes up, the friends list takes up less than 1 megabyte. It was when it was requested and what kind of format it was. So it says, do you want to delete it or do you want to download it again? I'm going to select download it again just so that you guys can see it and I don't have to go everywhere looking for it. It does ask you for your password, so we'll follow that. Let's see. And I am horrible with this password because it's made me change it so often. It says, do you want to save that? And I say, no, I want it to be this one. And then it does it for me. So now it's created a zip file down there, and I'm just going to click on that to open the zip file, and it lets me know that there's an index, or do I want to go to friends? I'm going to go to friends, and tells me friends. I can look at received friend requests, rejected friend requests, removed friends, and people that I have sent friend requests to and they haven't responded. So I currently want to go to my current friends list. It's going to be an HTML file, which means it's going to open up another window right here, another tab. So then you can see these are all of my friends. And it also gives you the date that you became friends, and if they have their email address in their account and it is public, it will give you that as well. So the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to select it by holding your left mouse button and drag all the way down to the bottom of your list. Most people should be able to select on their computers by now. So I told you I have nearly 5,000 friends, so this is going to be a little long for me. But just to speed up the process, it'll still give you everything that you need to see. So we're going to pretend that that was all of my friends. So I'm going to select right here. I want to copy that list, and then I'm going to come over to my Excel and start right here. I'm going to start on the second row, and I'm just going to select paste. You can keep source formatting or match your destination. I just kept my source. Now, first of all, I didn't do this earlier when I was playing with mine. First of all, I would adjust your cell format. So you can see this is really big and wide. So if you have a really long list, it takes forever to get down to the bottom. So the first thing you want to do is go to your cell size and select auto fit row height. That's going to make them all small and uniform so that it's more easy to work with. You notice I also, let me back up, in case you're not as familiar with using Excel, then you also want to drag out the width of your column, and you can just easily do that up at the top. You just grab and drag, and it adjusts the width of that column. So if you double click on it, usually it will go to the longest word automatically for you. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to click this A1 spot. I'm going to go over to sort and filter, and I'm going to click on this filter right here. It did not do exactly what I wanted it to, because I wanted it to be up there in the A1 spot, and it went to this one, but that's really not that big of a deal. So here, I told you first, it's going to pull all of your email addresses as well. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to filter this by the @ symbol. That's going to pull out all of my email addresses. So you can see it says select all search results, and you can see that these are all of the email addresses that were entered into the into my selection. So I'm going to say OK, and it's going to hide everything else except for that selection. Once I've done that, I'm going to click, and this is why I wanted that filter bar to be up here, because then it wouldn't have left Darlene Sparks Washington at the top. But I'm going to click the, I'm going to highlight all of these, and then I'm going to say copy. I don't want to necessarily totally get rid of all of these email addresses. I may go back in and put them into my spreadsheet with the correct people, but for right now, I want to get rid of them. So I'm going to copy them over here. Again, pull this out so it's the right width. Row fit, there you go. And there are all those email addresses. Now when I go back over here, I'm going to go to clear, and I want to clear the contents of all of these, just these ones. And that way I can go back up here to my filter, and now I want to get rid of all of the dates and times. So these are all sorted. All of your friends, when you pull them out like this, are going to be sorted by the last time that you friended on, the most recent friended to your oldest friend. So I'm going to pull them out, by using a colon in the text filter. That's going to pull all of the times and dates because obviously people don't have a colon in their name. So I'm going to say okay, and again, it's going to pull up here where all I'm seeing are the dates and times. So I'm going to now go through and highlight the selection of all the dates and times. Now, personally, I like as much information as I can. You don't really need the dates and times of when you friended people, and if you don't want that, you don't have to keep it. It's okay. But I like to have that, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to choose to copy. You do this by right-clicking on your selection, and then you left-click to copy, and you'll see it's highlighting. But it's not just doing one huge highlight. If you look in here, I have it's just highlighting one individual cell, a second cell, a third cell, a fourth cell. So it's just highlighting those individual cells that I have copied. Now I'm going to create a new sheet, and I want this to be the second column. I still want the dates in the second column, and I'm going to want a header up here. So I'm going to come down to the second row and highlight there, and then I'm going to click paste. And there are all those dates in the same exact order. I know that my names are going to go in the first column, so I'm going to go ahead and lengthen that out and get them ready for the names. So I'm going to go back to sheet 1, and I'm going to clear all of the contents of these here. And this stuff is important, and you'll see why in just a second. So now I have that. Now if I go back over here, I can click select all, say okay, and it's going to show me all of the names. But it's still got all those blank spaces in there where I took out the email addresses and the dates and times. Like you can see this one has 2, so obviously Susan had her email address in there. So I am now going to go down to the bottom of this because you don't want to do it for the whole column. And I'll tell you earlier, I tried to do it with the whole column. And keep in mind, I have 5,000, I have like 5,000 friends. So this was like almost, 10,000 rows. Yeah, almost 10,000 rows. So you're just going to go down to the end. You're going to click on the end, and you're going to scroll all the way back up to your beginning, just to select everything that you actually have information in on this row. Now, I'm going to go over to Find and Select, go to Special, and then I'm going to go to Blanks. And when I do that, it's going to select only the blank spaces. So you can see it's only got the blank ones highlighted. Once I've done that, I'm going to go to Delete cells. I want to shift all the cells up, and I'm going to say okay. Now, if you didn't just select the area that you had information in, my Excel kept freezing up on me. So it was too much, because it was trying to do to the infinity selecting blank cells. So that's why I say highlight your information first and then select the blank cells, and now go shift the cells up. It'll take a few moments. And ta-da! There it is, Excel magic. Now we just need to copy. I don't need this on here anymore, so I can deselect this here. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to select all of these people. all the way down to the bottom. And see, it slows down for you automatically. I don't know if you saw that, but it automatically slows down. So then I'm going to cut this. I'm going to go back over to my sheet 3. I'm going to select here, and I'm going to paste. So you can see it's just the names, and this is Darlene Sparks Washington. We just became friends today, and it goes all the way down. But that's not the last step, because I don't want to see these people in the order in which we became friends. Maybe I want to see them in the order of their names. Maybe I'd prefer it to be alpha. So here you just select A and B. First, let me give them headings. Name, date, friended. I always like for my headings to be centered. I want them to be bold, but I don't want this whole row to be bold. So I'm just going to select bold and then, bold, and then I'll come back and select here, select bold. And then I'm going to select, these 2 columns. And I want to sort them alphabetically. Sort A to Z, and it automatically does it. So now I have my list. It's in alphabetical order. It automatically keeps the date with the person. So it's going to change. Like you can see, this is January 16th instead of earlier it said August 18th, which is today. And it's got my whole list here alphabetized with the date that we friended. And now if I want to go work on this list and say, make contact with these people each day and decide whether or not we're still going to be friends, I can mark them off or delete them if we're not friends anymore, or if they're not active, whatever. I can make little notes, and I can keep it all here. It's very nicely organized now, which I thought that might be a help for some people. I know that I have been thinking about this for ages. There had to be a way to do this, and I couldn't find one. Before, I used to be in finances, and when I was in finances, I actually made my own spreadsheet by typing everybody's name in. And I probably had like 3,000 people on my friends list then. So to give you an idea, that is very, very, very time. But anywho, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please let me know. Please, if you have any questions or comments, then you can send them to me. You can find me on Facebook as Tammy Travel Diva Hess. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have about this. Thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.